When we're working to advance things we care about in collaboration with others, which we could call leadership, an important skill is taking different perspectives. And this isn't changing what we look at or how we describe the things we see, it's changing where we look from. Like how when we're looking at a 100-meter race, it's completely different from the stands, from the track, or when you're playing it on a computer game. Because when we look from a different perspective, our whole experience and what we see is totally different. And as leaders, we can help others see from more illuminating perspectives. And this is a much more powerful, generous and generative leadership than telling people what to do or trying to persuade them. Here, I want to highlight 4 powerful leadership perspectives that we can all practice whatever situation we find ourselves in. And credit where it's due, the ideas were sparked in conversation with Lauren Currie, who certainly knows a thing or two about why we need different perspectives. The first perspective is from on high. This is zooming way out of the detail of your endeavor. Like imagine on Google Maps, right? The detail fades, but you start to see the broader context in which your endeavor sits. What's it connected to? What does it affect? What affects it? And now that you can see the surrounding landscape, what features stand out and what fades into insignificance? With an on-high perspective, you're away from the drama, so you become more like a commentator. You're observing what's happening and seeing why. Now, if you're stuck in this perspective, you'll become a bit detached, but being able to take a metaphorical helicopter to 10,000 feet will help you see the lay of the land and be more clear-sighted about which way you should go. A second perspective we can all take is from the future. And this is when you enter into a possible future, look around and build a real sense for what is different and how you got there. You might step into a future where you've succeeded, see what led to that success, understand better the impact of success. You might step into a future where something you don't want has happened. And from that, you can better separate the real risks and perils from ungrounded fears. Now, you don't want to get stuck in one particular future because it's just one possibility. But looking from the future helps you see causality and urgency. And when you look from the future, you can paint much more vivid pictures as well as seeing more clearly what might be needed in the present. A third powerful perspective is from the outside in. When we get caught up in an endeavor, we forget that ultimately what we're trying to affect is outside our bubble. And those people are going to value different things, respond in different ways because, of course, their perspective is different. So taking an outside-in perspective is the heart of user-centered design. So who are the outside users of your endeavor? Customers, stakeholders, partners, citizens, competitors even. And now step into their shoes and what can you see that matters to them and what doesn't? It helps us balance our priorities more realistically, communicate more persuasively and anticipate any surprises. And this doesn't need a focus group, just a refocusing of our own group's attention to look from the outside in. It's not the only perspective to take. There are valid concerns and priorities on the inside, but we need to balance both. A fourth place you can look from is from the heart. And this is choosing to orientate around the relationships and feelings at play, yours and others. This is an up-close and personal perspective. You see, humans are feelers. A lot of our decisions are actually post-rationalizations of what we feel, and looking from the heart is owning up to what you care about, what you're committed to, and tuning into what matters to others. You see, this isn't soft. It often leads to actually heartfelt and difficult conversations about difference. We might uncover frustrations and disappointments, but also we can unlock passion and togetherness. Now, pushing this perspective where it's not welcome crosses boundaries, and we shouldn't do that. But done right, coming from a heart perspective will deepen our connections beyond measure and open up what's really going on beneath the surface. That's 4 powerful perspectives that any of us can take in any situation. You see, we can look from on high, from the future, from the outside in, and from the heart. Each perspective gets us out of the buzz of activities and tasks in a different way, and from each we can see different dimensions of what's going on. Different things will come into the foreground or fade into the background, and overall we'll build a more holistic and realistic appreciation of the total situation and a clearer sense of what to do. Good leadership is being thoughtful and clear about which perspectives to take when and who to bring with us to look from those perspectives. So think of a challenge you're facing right now. Which of these 4 perspectives might help you see a new way forward? And who do you need to look from that perspective with? I'm convinced that perspective taking is vital and underappreciated. This video is brought to you with a nod to our leadership development work at Let's Go, where we really work to build new ways of seeing situations that open up new possibilities of what we can do.